It is my great privilege and pleasure to welcome you here on this beautiful morning as we celebrate the opening of the Northwest Extension Phase 2 Light Rail project. This train is about to leave the station on a journey 1.6 miles, including 3 new stations. With this project, we have made the leap over one of our most vital freeways, Interstate 17, with a bridge that opens a door to West Valley, connecting residents to important destinations in Phoenix, Mesa, and Tempe. You know, this project, though it may span a short physical distance, its impact will truly be felt region-wide. This extension is exciting in part because it also represents a number of firsts for Valley Metro. This is our first elevated station, our first structured parking, and a unique, first of its kind here in Phoenix, rail-only bridge that spans 250 feet across Interstate 17, and a multimodal transit center that will be served by bus, eventually bus rapid transit, and also paratransit that is dedicated to a warrior for her community and for transit, Thelda Williams. Congratulations to the City of Phoenix and the entire region on this accomplishment. We thought we'd open up this morning by welcoming Arizona's Poet Laureate and Director of Arizona State University's Virginia G. Piper Center for Creative Writing, Albert Rios. Mr. Rios will share a poem that he wrote especially for this momentous occasion this morning.
Thank you. Welcome everybody, bienvenidos todos. A beautiful day and a beautiful new part of Phoenix. This poem is called The Light Rail Hummingbird. The light rail is a rolling community, a shared space of living stories in quiet strangers. The light rail is a racing horse galloping through the city's concrete fields. The light rail is a poem of wheels and gears forging rhymes between 1,000 worlds. The light rail is a science fiction time machine slipping through the human minutes and asphalt hours. Light rail is a needle that sews back together the torn fabrics of the city. The light rail shines through the city, a lighthouse in the urban ocean. Light rail is the city's steel hummingbird, moving from stop to stop, flower to flower. Thank you.
Thank you, Albert. That was a beautiful and really awe-inspiring poem. Thank you. You know, light rail is a wonderful collection of people. It is one of those unique spaces where people come from all backgrounds and different life experiences together. And we're pleased to be extending our reach to more people in this community through this project today. We're also expanding regional connectivity with this opening. Across our now 30-mile light rail system, riders from Northwest Phoenix will have access to jobs, to housing, educational opportunities, and vibrant cultural centers, including 3 very active downtowns in Phoenix, Tempe, and Mesa. But we're not just stopping at 30 miles. Right now, we have another 5.5 miles under construction, and we'll open that project, South Central Extension, in Downtown Hub next year, extending light rail from downtown Phoenix into South Phoenix. We have another 4 projects in various stages of planning and design as we're working together with the communities that we serve to expand mobility and create a more sustainable, connected, and livable Phoenix region. Yes. The Northwest Extension Phase 2 is expected to deliver another 1,400 daily riders, adding to the 33,000 daily riders that we have on Valley Metro Light Rail today. That's creating countless economic, cultural, and customer connections in our vast and fast-growing region. These connections and our progress together would not be possible without tremendous leadership in this valley. In addition to all of you here today and our speakers this morning, welcome to the regional leadership here today. I want to start by recognizing some of the leaders who have made this and other projects happen. I'd like to begin by recognizing Valley Metro Rail Board Chair and Phoenix Councilmember Laura Pastor. Councilmember Pastor so wanted to be here with us this morning, but she's fallen under the weather. It is with her leadership and the legacy of her family that we're here celebrating today. Let me also recognize our Federal Transit Administration Region 9 Administrator, Mr. Ray Tellis. State Director Luis Heredia with the Office of U.S. Senator Mark Kelly. Phoenix Vice Mayor Deborah Stark. Fountain Hills Vice Mayor and Valley Metro Board Member Peggy McMahon. Maricopa Association of Governments Executive Director Ed Zerker. Arizona State Senator Flavio Bravo. Arizona State Representative Cesar Aguilar. And finally, we are pleased to have Thelda Williams' family here today, who's represented by her daughter, Cindy Williams. Thank you, Cindy. And thank you all for being here. You know, this day has been anticipated for many years. Planning on this project actually began in the early 2000s by leaders who had a vision for connectivity and access to opportunity for all Phoenicians. It requires vision prepared with partnership and perseverance to make big projects of this magnitude come up out of the ground. We're grateful to have all of our funding partners here today, including leaders from the City of Phoenix, Maricopa Association of Governments, and the Federal Transit Administration. It is only with investment from Phoenix Transportation 2050, our regional Proposition 400, that we are able to leverage the powerful support of our federal partners to see this project through to fruition. This project was built with a $158 million capital investment grant from the Federal Transit Administration. It's about 50% of project cost. Our Federal Transit Administrator, Nuria Fernandez, joined us back in 2021 for the signing of that award. And we are delighted that she is here again today to celebrate the opening of this project. Welcome, Madam Administrator.
Well, good morning, Phoenix, and good morning to all of you Valley Metro supporters. Thank you so much, Jessica. It is such a pleasure to be back here with you all. As you heard, I was standing right here with the sun pointing straight ahead, but it was 115 degrees almost 2.5 years ago. It's a beautiful day, another beautiful sunshine that is here raining over us to celebrate this amazing accomplishment. I want to also say that back then I was standing right next to the former general manager, a CEO, Scott Smith. So it's always great to see you, Scott, back again to celebrate this great milestone. Let me acknowledge some of the individuals who were key, and Jessica did go through a nice list, but that's just to show that none of this ever happens without the people who are committed to serve those who have been asking for the changes necessary to make that connectedness possible. So I'll begin thanking Congressman Greg Stanton, who has that power of the pen in Washington, D.C. to bring magic and the dollars to these projects on the federal contribution side. And Mayor Kathy Gallego for her support. Kate, you have been terrific. We're right here before, when I was here last time, was here before that, pushing this project forward. In addition to that, I want to thank Phoenix City Council members Ann O'Brien and Deborah Stark. Thank you so much for your support, as well as Councilmember Keisha Hodge, who I just met this morning, and thank you for being here. And of course, all of the Valley Metro board members. You make it possible through your support of the leadership of Valley Metro, to keep them focused and knowing that you've got their backs. So thank you for that. It is also great to be joined by Native Health CEO Walter Murillo. Walter, it's good to see you. And what a treat to hear from Arizona Poet Laureate Alberto Rios. Alberto, every time I see a light rail, I'm going to think of a hummingbird. That was beautiful. I also want to take this opportunity to recognize former Councilwoman and Mayor Thelda Williams, whose name will forever be linked to this station. Even though she transitioned, her unwavering support for this transit in Phoenix, particularly the light rail system, was critical. And that's why we can stand here today to celebrate it. So thank you, Thelda. And of course, it is always exciting to be part of events like this. When we cut ribbons, we're saying the construction is done. The operation will begin, but it's going to be a lifetime of connectedness and opportunities, of giving people what they have been planning and asking for, of realizing so many dreams. So yes, it's in this investment that the Federal Transit Administration is always so proud to join communities, to join the agencies when they come to us and say, we've got not only an idea, we have a plan, we've got the backing, and we've got the funding support at the local and state level to help deliver this, and to bring this access to opportunities, to connect communities that have been underserved, and to give those very communities and people who live in them that opportunity to come and find jobs wherever those jobs are, because now they have a means to get there. It's always great to be full circle, signing that agreement with the federal commitment of almost $160 million for a project, a $400 million project that has been delivered ahead of schedule and on budget. Those are the kinds of celebrations that we love to be part of. And those are the kinds of models that we will always lift up. So congratulations to Valley Metro, to Jessica, her team, to Tony Santana, the project manager, and everyone who, because of their hard work, can help deliver this today. We talked a little bit about funding, and that I was here just a few days after the bipartisan infrastructure law was signed by President Biden. It's through this bipartisan infrastructure investment that we can make these types of changes in communities, that we can help transform communities through investments in public transportation. And I am always delighted to hand out checks throughout the country to make this very same thing possible. We have been funding ferries and buses and light rail and heavy rail and bus rapid transit, just showcasing how critical these investments are. These investments are critical not only for those who are building them, they're critical for the people who have been waiting for them. So congratulations to all of you. 1.6 miles, 3 stations, reliable service with drivers and individuals who are going to be working day in and day out to deliver fast, frequent, safe, and reliable. It's a greener choice to move. It's the way to really fly when everything else is slow. So I want to commend all of the officials who have made this possible. I want to congratulate all of you for realizing this Northwest Extension Phase 2. And also, I want to say that as we look at this opportunity and as you support other opportunities to build that full network, the Federal Transit Administration will always be here. The government will always be here to support it, as long as we know that it's going to be making those connections, that you are answering the call for those who would like to have that same access to opportunity access that is fast, safe, frequent, and reliable. So I am here to celebrate, and I will turn this back to our MC so that we can hear some more speeches and then make the big cutting happen.
Thank you for those words, Madam Administrator. Now I would like to introduce to the podium another individual who has made funding for this important project possible, U.S. Congressman Greg Stanton.
All right. Good morning. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Administrator Fernandez, for taking time out of your schedule to be here for this important event. Mayor, Gallego, council members that are here, what a great day for our community. And it is appropriate that we are, I guess, literally and figuratively being watched by Thelda Williams through her station right there. An amazing woman, an amazing leader, someone that was passionate about serving the people of Phoenix. In a quirk of Phoenix electoral rules, she both preceded me as mayor of Phoenix and then succeeded me as mayor of Phoenix for a short while before Mayor Gallego took over. No one was more passionate about the revitalization of Metrocenter and the nearby neighborhoods of Metrocenter than Thelda Williams, and today is a great day for her legacy, and let's give her a big round of applause. Metrocenter is not in my congressional district, but it is my stomping grounds. I grew up just like a mile down the road. I went to high school across the street at Cortez High School. I can't tell you how much time I spent at Metrocenter during my formative years at Cholla Branch Library, every reading program they had. I can't tell you the amount of time I spent with my family about 100 yards down the road waiting for the City of Phoenix bus for my dad to be dropped off after work, or us waiting for him to take the bus, because he took the bus every day from this community to his job selling shoes at JCPenney, at Park Central Mall, and later on at Christown Mall. We were a working class family, and I know how critically important good public transportation is for families just like mine to make it. It's the reason why I am passionate about public transportation and public transportation opportunities. And this project's important. I know we're talking about light rail, but this project, Metrocenter back in the day was the largest mall of its kind in the United States of America. The eyes of the country were upon us, and it was a great success for such a long period of time. And obviously, Metrocenter has had better days. I can't wait to see that billion-dollar plus revitalization, breathing new life into this community. It's going to benefit and be able to build a project right into light rail, integrate light rail right into the project. It's going to be a model for the country, because Administrator Fernandez, let me tell you something. We are all aware that there are critics of light rail in politics here in Arizona. Make no mistake, there has not been a more successful or game-changing light rail program around the United States of America than what has occurred right here in our community in Phoenix, Mesa, and Tempe. The amount of investment that has occurred, $14 billion, it has changed the face of our community. And so we are passionate supporters of public transportation, passionate supporters of light rail, because we have seen the good it can do in our community. This day, to be here at this moment, wasn't inevitable. It took leadership, the best of Phoenix, leaders passing the baton to leaders. In 1997, Phoenix lost our transit election. It was tough. It was a close, some of you may have remembered that election. Mayor Rimza was the mayor at that time. We could have taken our balls and gone home and said, you know what? Public transportation investments, light rail isn't for the city of Phoenix. You know what Mayor Rimza did? He said, no. We're going to go back to the voters of the city of Phoenix and say that why this is so important. And we went back on the ballot in 2000, included light rail investment in a public investment, a tax at that time. And guess what? In 2000, the voters of the city of Phoenix said yes to light rail. And that is how we got the original line through the heart of Phoenix. When I was lucky enough to become mayor, you know what we did? We decided we're going to go even bigger. And we put it on the ballot in 2015 and asked the voters to go 35-year, $32 billion plan in Transit 2050. The Councilmember Gallego at the time was the chair of that campaign. The voters at the time overwhelmingly said yes to continued investment in light rail. In the meantime, the voters across Maricopa County passed Prop 400, which did include good, smart investment in light rail that has been so beneficial to our community and to our state. And we made a decision also for phase one when I was mayor. We didn't have federal dollars at that time, but we knew what a great investment continuing that project to get to this point to Dunlap. And we decided to move forward with light rail at that time, even without federal dollars. I decided to run for Congress. Ultimately, Mayor Gallego was successful in her run for mayor. First thing that the critics did, they attacked light rail. They got a ballot initiative on the ballot in Phoenix, thinking that was the time to eliminate funding, local funding for light rail. Mayor Gallego rolled up her sleeves and got right to work. And her first major achievement as mayor was defeating the naysayers. And the voters of Phoenix once again said yes to light rail. And that is what has led us to this moment right here, right now. Leaders, passing the baton to leaders, moving forward with an important project like that. That is the best of our community, and I'm very proud to have played a small role in that. Obviously, to over $200 million of 2050 funds in this project, $30 million of Prop 400 funds, and of course, as the administrator just said, federal, local, regional dollars, $158 million from the federal government that we were able to get through the bipartisan law. This is what happened when the federal government works with communities, works with cities, looks with the regions. This is going to change lives in a positive way, and I couldn't be more proud of being here today and celebrating the opening of Phase 2 Light Rail Northwest Phoenix. This is a great day for our community.
Congressman Stanton, thank you, and thank you for your leadership. It is so wonderful to have the eyes of the nation on us in this very spot again for the progress that we're making here in Phoenix. And now let's pass the baton to the current leader of the City of Phoenix, City of Phoenix Mayor and Maricopa Association of Governments Regional Council Chair, Mayor Kate Gallego.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Isn't she doing an incredible job leading Valley Metro? We had the honor at this extension of being the very first full funding grant administration of the Biden entire team. They could have picked anywhere in the country, and they picked this extension to go very first in their administration. And Administrator, we want you to tell your colleagues and the President, we have delivered on time and on budget. It is a great extension connecting such an important area of our community. Thousands of people are going to live along the light rail, be able to take it straight into great jobs in downtown or to Sky Harbor. We are going to see kids from all over be able to come and enjoy castles and coasters. We're going to celebrate our great history and maybe have a few memories of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, much of it filmed right here. So much happening around this extension, and it's been an incredible team effort. But I want to start with the woman who made it all possible, Thelda Williams, who represented this area and did an incredible job for our city. Her family members will be with us when we cut the ribbon, and we just want you to know how deeply we appreciate her leadership and know we wouldn't be here today. She was steadfast in her advocacy for the entire system, but this extension was particularly important to her, and it is one of the many parts of her legacy, from our amazing Sky Harbor Airport to the fact that we have great public policy around animals. She loved four-legged Phoenicians as much as she loved two-legged Phoenicians. So she is very much on our mind today, and we are so honored that many members of her family are here today, and thank you. The Northwest Extension Phase 2 contributed to almost 6,000 jobs alone, including over 100 contractors and subcontractors that helped to plan, design, and build. We want to thank all of you, but since there's 100, you'll have to forgive me if we don't get to all of them. Kiewit McCarthy did a great job on the construction. Jacob's amazing job on the design. I want to thank the people who built and will operate this project, our labor unions, who represent the nearly 3,000 people who work directly on the job. The International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 428, Arizona. LIUNA, Local 1184. The Council of Carpenters. Thank you to our Western Regional Carpenters, IBW, both Local 640 and 769, and the Amalgamated Transit Union. They are all part of this great successful project. Thank you all for being here and for being part of it. We also would not be here without the voters voting time and time again to invest in these projects. When Greg Stanton was mayor, he was on the ballot, and at the very same time he was on the ballot, he said he's going to put a very bold plan to triple the light rail, dramatically expand bus throughout our city, and so much more. And the voters said a resounding yes to re-electing Greg Stanton and to our transportation investments. So thank you for your vision, Congressman Stanton. And he just keeps coming back to partner with us. So often now when I see him, it's a new investment, and he's really being a leader on transportation for our entire state, delivering great projects and thinking thoughtfully about the future. So I feel very lucky that we sent a mayor to Washington, D.C., and thank you for your great partnership. I also want to thank my amazing colleagues, both past and present. Bill Gates is now a member of the Board of Supervisors, but was part of the City Council when we were doing so much of this planning, and thank you for joining us today. Our Vice Mayor, Deborah Stark, leads our Transportation Committee and has been thinking so thoughtfully about how we move people around this community and how we take advantage of all the growth and investment, $17 billion on this amazing light rail project. So thank you to Councilwoman and Vice Mayor Deborah Stark for all of your leadership. Councilwoman Hodge Washington is with us here today. She just led an incredible effort with our $500 million bond campaign. So thanks to her, we're going to have all sorts of investments in this area, and then lots of places to go, including a bunch of youth investments. The Children's Museum will be upgraded. Valley Youth Theater will have a new permanent home thanks to her leadership. So residents in this area will have great places to go thanks to the work she is doing on behalf of our city, and we are so grateful for your leadership on this and so many other things. In a moment, you'll get to hear from Councilwoman Ann O'Brien, who represents this area, and I will leave it to her to highlight what our team is doing to take advantage of this great investment and all of the amazing opportunities here, but she's got big plans ahead. I also want to celebrate the amazing engineering that is represented in this program and great design. This bridge has set many records. It is a very complicated project, and one of my favorite parts of this entire extension process was talking with young people through our Engineers of the Future program. Thank you to Taurus Multicultural and all the teams there. So we, engineers who worked on this project, went and talked to young people about what it means to be in construction and engineering and the great career opportunities. We are growing so quickly. We need more folks to go into engineering, design, and construction. And this project got a lot of kids excited. They got to build their own bridges. And then they're going to be excited every time they see this bridge. If you have not seen it at night, it is particularly fantastic then, can be lit up in all different colors. I am dreaming of it, for example, being lit up in Suns colors when they win a championship. Projects like this become celebration points for the community where we can really talk about what we've accomplished and what means a lot to Phoenix. So you will see that bridge celebrating so many milestones just lit up in the colors that celebrate whatever is happening in Phoenix, whether it's Sun Devil championships or important civic events or honoring world events. It'll be a great part and another engineering milestone. We're always talking about what's the famous bridges in Phoenix, and I think this one has a good chance to compete in that area. It is also surrounded by art projects throughout. We are an arts city in the city of Phoenix, and there is gorgeous art throughout this project. So if you get a chance to go on inaugural rides, you can marvel at the engineering, the great workforce talents, but also check out the amazing art along the project. Today also celebrates the opening of new bus service that will come to the transit center. There'll be multiple bus lines coming to this point and serving our entire city. Our great team at Phoenix Public Transit has been working hard to deliver service in that area, and that will only add to the connectivity. It will be a great bus experience, and many people will be able to perhaps ride both bus and light rail depending on where they are going. The bus service is funded by the City of Phoenix voters, thank you, but it is also funded regionally. I wear two hats today. One is with our Maricopa Association of Governments, which is contributing through Prop $400 to fund this project. The voters will have a chance to weigh in this November about continuing that investment and making sure we have that great bus service throughout our county. That proposition is essential. If we want to have bus service out in the west and east sides, we have to continue the funding for it. So I want to thank Ed Zerker and his entire team who are thinking thoughtfully about that planning process. And it's going to be like the longest ballot ever this November, but pay attention to the transportation investments. They'll be way at the bottom. But they're very important, as you see today. If our voters had not voted time and time again, we would not be here. So I'll just close by saying thanks to all of you, our small businesses, our partners, the nonprofits. This was a lot of work to get here today, to our neighbors, but we did it and we have delivered a great project that is a pride of the nation. Thank you.
Thank you for those remarks, Mayor Gallego, and for championing transit and a sustainable Phoenix. Now I'd like to welcome to the podium Phoenix District 1 City Council Member Ann O'Brien, who represents the very district we're in this morning. Councilmember O'Brien.
Good morning, and thank you all for joining us to celebrate the official opening of the Northwest Extension Phase 2. I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to honor the namesake of the transit center behind me. Former Mayor and Councilwoman Thelda Williams was a staunch supporter of the light rail and mass transit through the city of Phoenix. Thelda understood the value in connecting the regions together and the benefits of local economies public transit creates for our local businesses. How apt it is that she be honored and enshrined in Phoenix history with the Thelda Williams Transit Center, a place where all forms of our public transit come together to serve our community and connect from all over the region. And not only was Thelda passionate about public transportation, she was passionate about making sure that Metrocenter would be revitalized to the glory that it once was. And because of her efforts prior to me coming into office, along with our Community and Economic Development Director, Christine Mackey, we will have $1 billion investment here at Metrocenter so that this area matches the beautiful extension and transit center that we have here. So it is really my honor to continue the dreams and passions of my predecessor, Thelda Williams. The Thelda Williams Transit Center marks the end of the line for nearly 30 miles stretch of the light rail, connecting the cities of Mesa and Tempe with the heart of Phoenix, Metrocenter. Here you can also catch 4 different local bus routes and 1 rapid express connecting riders to all of Phoenix. Just as Thelda was, this transit center is a first in many ways. It's the first elevated light rail station, the first transit center to house all current forms of public transit, the first bus center to feature digital real-time signs at each bay equipped with real-time bus departure updates and ride alerts, the first Valley Metro Park and Ride with a parking structure, and the first to feature so much amazing and beautiful art. When we officially cut the ribbon and get to take the first ride, please pay attention to the mosaic artwork traveling up the staircase and featuring my favorite bird, the hummingbird, titled On a Journey with You, created by Oliviera Balcells. And yes, thank you so much. It's so beautiful. As you walk onto the light rail platform, look up at the free-spirited acrobat sculptures hanging above, which will rotate in the wind, titled Metro Muse by Lori Lundquist. That piece is a nod to the former ice skating rink at Metrocenter. And as you drive around, look up to the parking garage to see 7 sculptures resembling the Sonoran desert flowers of the Datura plant, titled Vespertine by Susan Zacola. Thank you to Susan as well. In its heyday, Metrocenter was titled Crown Jewel of the West, and with the official opening of the Thelda Williams Transit Center, I fully believe we have reclaimed this title. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Councilwoman Stark. And now I would like to welcome to the podium a leader who is already working to leverage the mobility that will open up today to create a healthier Phoenix community. Please join me in welcoming Native Health CEO, Walter Murillo.
All right, thank you. It's pretty hot up here, so I'm going to make my speech very short. I'm not used to making too many public speeches, so bear with me. I'll talk a little bit about what Native Health is. It's a community health center and an urban Indian health program, and we offer services in primary care, dental care, and behavioral health care, and a wide range of community services. We have a couple of booths back there if you want to stop by and see what we do. But our services are available to both the insured and uninsured. We see ourselves as a principal contributor to the community in terms of jobs and also healthcare. This light rail system will connect 2 of our centers here at 25th Avenue and Dunlap with our central location at Central and Indian School. That connectivity allows us for our patients to access our services at either location. And what light rail and public transportation means for our community is immense. One of the barriers to care is always affordability, but also principally access to care. How do our patients, how does the community access free and affordable care in primary care and dental care? That's very, very important. And so having this station at Metrocenter not just connects our center to the bus system here at this station, but also our partner, one of our colleague health centers across the way here at Metrocenter, Adelante Healthcare as well. So as we think about accessibility, it's not just affordability, it's not just the ease of walking in and accessing a primary care doctor, but it's getting there, making your way to our door and ensuring that we have made a commitment to this community that if you make your way to our door, we will see you with the services that we can provide you. And I think that's very, very valuable for everybody to understand that a good life begins with good health care. And this station will help us achieve that. So I want to thank the mayor, I want to thank the Metro Authority, and also the contractor. I can't say enough about even the principal contractor and the communication that we had at the tail end of the pandemic, running a primary health care, providing vaccination, providing primary care and access to care was very important. And there was ups and downs, no doubt about it, when they wanted to block both of our entrances. But, you know, working with them and coming to terms, and I think really with their understanding that couldn't be done, and they had to work around it, I know, and made some accommodations for us, maybe a lot, and maybe that wasn't in the plan, but we appreciate it. And I think that we will appreciate, and our patients will appreciate the expanded access to care that we provide. So I want to thank the mayor and thank Congressman Stanton for all of his support. We just recently expanded our dental care because of his support in Washington, D.C. So we see that really sending a mayor to Washington really brings back dividends to the community. So thank you all very much.
Thank you, Walter. Now, before we cut the ribbon and get this train rolling, there are a few more community partners that I must thank. The neighborhood business and community organizations that we collaborated with: 19 North Community Alliance, Cactus Park Community Alliance, Lake Biltmore Block Watch, Metro Block Watch, Metro District Community Collaboration, North Mountain Business Alliance, North Phoenix Chamber of Commerce, Ocotillo Glen Neighborhood Association, Washington Elementary School District, and our Construction Advisory Board. We've come through a long journey together. Thank you for your guidance, your patience, and your perseverance. I hope you are proud of this project that we're delivering together. It is my great pleasure to thank the accomplished teams at the City of Phoenix and Valley Metro. They are dedicated public servants who are all heart, talent, and grit. You beautifully executed the community's vision with this project. Well done. Thanks are due to our project's designer, Jacobs Engineering, and our construction, yes, Jacobs, our construction partner, Hewitt McCarthy Joint Venture. Well done. And our project artist, who with their talent have beautifully translated the community's vision into visual art, the mosaics, the sculpture, the lighting. Thank you. Well done. And thank you in advance to our rail operator, ACI, and our labor partners, Amalgamated Transit Union, who are going to deliver that safe, reliable service that we all expect. Okay. It's finally time for the moment we have been waiting for. Let's cut this ribbon and kick off this new service. 3,